No, I'm serious. We do get a free Psycube. Hey boys, today I want to talk about the daily login event that gives us this character, don't want to say it 11 demonetization, and also on day 5 we get a free 6-star Psycube, as you can see here. So this obviously isn't going to apply to rerollers. You're not getting this tomorrow. Only people who played day 1 and did not reroll will be getting this tomorrow because you gotta sign in for 5 days in a row. But everyone will be getting this sooner or later eventually. So if you're seeing this video and you're only on day 2 or 3, at least it gives you more prep time at the very least. I had some people over on my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/MaximumGacha. I'm gonna plug it every time I get the chance. You know this by now, right? Asking about which one to pick. So we're gonna go through that today. I'm going to go through the ones that are really worth it. There are a couple which you kind of just avoid. Like, for example, Blasphemer of Night is a good Psycube. But yeah, Blasphemer of Night is a good Psycube. But I feel like there are a lot of better options out there, at least for most of the characters at this current point in the game. Sure, there are characters that this would be probably best in slot for, but I feel like you get more bang for your buck out of the other options we have here. So I'm not really going to talk about this one too much. I'm sure there's enough information out there as it is to go get this one. I would avoid, at least at this current state in the game, I would go pick something else. Your main 2 contenders of who you should be getting in terms of the Psycubes is Brave New World and Hopscotch. The reason it's these 2 is because they're the most universal. They can be used on virtually any character that outputs damage, and they're going to be within the top 3 best options of any unit that can really do that. So for example, a Brave New World, it has a ultimate might buff of 12%. Obviously it goes up to 80 when it's max level. I'm not talking about amplification, by the way, because this is you need 5 of these. You're not gonna have 5 of these, and if you are gonna have 5 of these, then you know, tell me your secrets. So yeah, I'm not gonna talk about this going from 20 to 40. That's kind of not helpful for anybody at the moment, but we will talk about its base level 1. After a character casts an ultimate, incantation might of the next incantation is plus 20%, so it's 20% better. This can be used on pretty much anybody. It's very good on Lilia, which is like the best DPS, single target DPS in the game at the moment, unless you got a Charlie B3, but we'll talk about that in another video. It works great on Regulus, it works great on Eternity, so just off that beginner banner, whoever you got, this can be applied to them. And let's say you rolled on the banner. Let's say you rolled on A Knight's banner. Brave New World is still very good for A Knight. It's also really good for Druvus. Pretty much every character in the game, Brave New World really is a solid pick. If you want to not think about it too much, I would probably recommend just getting Brave New World because it's a jack of all trades. It can kind of help everybody, and you're not going to go wrong by picking it. So let's talk about the next one, Hopscotch. Hopscotch is the other one, which is fairly universal, and let's talk about why. So you get Incantation Might buff as well, but for each enemy target defeated by the carrier, Ultimate Might plus 4% for the carrier stacks up to 4 times. So you can get this at the plus 16% buff, and as it just as I said before with Brave New World, this works great on Lilia, works great on Eternity. Not so much Regulus. Probably, yeah, if you have a Regulus, maybe you just go Brave New World, lock that one in, and I'll leave this one be. I think this is best, and I mean best in terms of for the character, like stat for stat, it's probably best on A Knight. Because what this can do is you can just constantly charge this ult up to a 4 stack, and then with his ult, which is a mass effect, hitting everyone on the field, it's going to be doing a lot of damage. Not to mention that level 60, also plus 18%, so yeah, I would, if you pulled for A Knight and you're looking for a Psycube for him, I'd probably go Hopscotch. I would say Hopscotch is the best option at the moment. Makes it pretty strong. And also most 5 stars, Hopscotch works great on. Just because of the broadness of Ultimate Might, Incantation Might, it can be used on so many characters. Now we're going to start talking about ones that are going to be more niche and to a smaller group of people. Those 2 are just very safe picks to kind of get the broad scale of things and, you know, help you kind of just pick and not have to worry about it too much. Now onto the Druvus 3rd, Psycube. Her second life. It is an attack percent buff, and at level 60 it stacks up to 10%, and after the carrier casts the mass ultimate, HP plus the carrier's attack times 32% for Reliler. So 30% of your attack heals everybody when you cast your ultimate. As you'd expect, it is great on Druvus. If you have a Druvus, I really recommend this. It also works very well on Sotheby, but there's one that's better for her, as you could probably tell from the photo of it, but we'll talk about that later in the video. This one kind of is for healers. That's kind of the be all and end all. I'm sure as you guess, the whole when you cast your ultimate, HP to all allies. Also, if you're an Apple user, you're one of the boys of Apple, this is great on Apple too. Let's not forget that. Because if you forget what Apple's ult does, this just helps it all the more. So if you don't know, Apple's ult is a mass attack which deals 300% mental damage to all enemies and HP, which is 100% of the caster's attack, to the ally for the lowest HP percentage. So in other words, it's a great single target heal, but on top of per second life, someone gets like a double heal essentially, and then everyone else gets like a little top up. And you might be wondering about characters like Bloom Party, Medicine Pocket. I wouldn't put this on them because there is a better option. It is still in this free 6-star pool as well, so we'll talk about that in a moment. Now, obviously, I said before, I'm going to be skipping Blasphemer of Night because it's a bit too niche. You can definitely make it work. I'm sure I'm going to see comments on the video saying, sorry, you're wrong. Blasphemer is actually this good in this character. No. At the current state in the game, pick the broader spectrum ones. Unless you've got the characters I'm referencing as I talk about them, I wouldn't just try to be that guy to be different, because it might cost you in the long run. Now we need to talk about the Charlie Lycone. Thunderous applause. This is ridiculous. So a lot of people, they would have got Lilia in their beginner banner, okay? If I had a Lilia, I would get this without even thinking twice. But before we go that far, let's talk about what it does. So at max level, plus 16 crit rate, gigantic. And also when the carrier's one target attack scores a critical hit, critical damage plus 16%. You might be wondering, oh yeah, that sounds good, but why is that good for Lilia independently? Because Lilia is arguably the best single target damage character in the game. I believe Charlie at P3 is the only other one to really contest her. And for one of the incantations and for her ultimate, they are both single target. And as you can see, when a character's one target attack scores a critical hit, critical damage plus 16%. You see where I'm going with this. You understand the situation I'm putting out there. It just makes her that much stronger. If I had a Lilia, I would not put anything else on her. I would grab this straight out of this free Psycube pool and just max level it as soon as humanly possible. Just make the boss killer of all boss killers, you know what I mean? And also, as I said, Charlie, you would probably guess the Charlie Lycone is, say it with me, good on Charlie. Because it is. So yeah, it's pretty easy to explain to you who you should put this on. Anyone who has the majority of their attacks being single target, this is a must. Sure, it's more niche as the Brave New World and Hopscotch, but the bang for your buck that you get if you have a single target character that you are really going to be using for a long time, I would definitely be grabbing this one. Alright, now let's talk about Sotheby's. Sotheby's, that Inquisitive deer, is a healing done percentage buff. At max, it is 18%, and when the character casts a basic incantation debuff, HP plus the character's attack times 24%. For those who aren't understanding that, it's just saying 24% of your attack is done as HP. For the ally with the lowest HP percentage, only triggers one time per round. Which that one time per round thing is pretty fine. Like, I wouldn't be stressing about that too much. And I am a Sotheby haver. So, I'm probably going to be getting this one at this moment in time, unless, say, tonight's stream, I go and pull a crazy single... If I end up getting a couple Charlies, I know which one I'm picking, and I think you guys know as well which one I'm picking. But this is a very safe pick for Sotheby, obviously, because it is Sotheby's signature Psycube. Also, if you use Medicine Pocket, this is the Psycube for them. Pretty much any debuffer that probably has healing in their kit, I probably wouldn't put it on just raw debuffers because it's kind of a bit of waste of potential, seeing as it's only a single target ally heal. And you kind of do put healing done to waste as that little buff stat. I would probably avoid that. As long as they have healing in their kit and debuff in their kit, which, let's face it, most of them do. If they are a healer, they kind of do. If you don't, some do. I'll definitely be picking this one for those. And now the final Psycube, his bounden duty. It is our boy Click's Psycube. It is damage bonus at a max at level 60, 12%. And for each enemy character defeated by the character, HP plus the character's attack times 120. So 120% of your attack. Overcapping from the 100 is a self-heal. I could see this being very good on, let's say, an Eternity, because she damages herself to do damage. And also you could use it as a self-sustain if you want to just try and do challenges to yourself where you want to use no healers whatsoever and you want to just see how much you can really stack damage by just having 2 supports for debuffing and buffing and a DPS. I could see both schools of thought here working and applying. And funnily enough, this does not work on Click. I wouldn't be putting this in Click whatsoever. Yeah, as I said, in general, it works great in Eternity. And if you want to use self-sustaining, not really use healers, and just kind of output raw damage, you could probably use it in that light as well. And that pretty much does it. Those are the free Psycubes that we are going to be getting. We get this tomorrow if you have been logging in daily since the game came out. But if not, don't worry, you're going to be getting them anyway. It'll just be a few days later. As I said, probably gives you more prep time. Anyway, that's been it for today's video. If you did enjoy it or it did help you in any way, shape, or form, please like and subscribe and comment which one you'll be picking, because I'd like to see people's reasoning and stuff other than just my own. It's good to join thoughts together and, you know, kind of think of a better option. And as you guessed, I am live on Twitch at the time you're watching this video. Come say hi, follow the stream. We're getting through the story. We're getting to the latter half of chapter 3, so the story getting good, okay? And yeah, you have any questions, of course, you know where to find me. Anyway, I've been Max. I don't want to take any more time up out of your day, so I'm going to be heading out. See ya.